Hi everybody and welcome back to Happy-ish, the podcast where every week we explore one aspect of happiness. And it's a bit of a history moment this week really, because we've got our first ever guest. And we are lucky enough to have our friend Julia Seibold. And we've got her on the podcast because she has written a book. And Sally and I both think it's great. We love it. So we're going to have a little bit of a look at Julia's unusual book, which is called Driving License for Life. Do you want to hold it up so they can see it?
Everybody can see it.
Yes. So we're going to explore what's unusual about this book, how it works and everything. Welcome, Julia.
Thank you.
It's great to have you
welcome.
here. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Chris and Sally.
Do you want to give us a quick overview of your driving license for life? For a start, how did it come about? It was done in German first, was it? In fact, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your Germanness to start with.
Germanness? Okay. Well, first of all, probably it helps to put it into perspective of my background being in NLP and communication. So I always love the power of words.
Yes.
So my background is in being master in NLP and hypnotherapy. I'm a happiness coach, kinetic shift practitioner. So much to my German. And yeah, just being very curious about the way we think and how we behave and how we are as humans.
And for anyone who doesn't know what NLP is, neuro-linguistic programming.
Exactly.
It's to do with the link between words and our brains, kind of. Do you want to give us a 30-second summary of NLP? It's a big area, but it's a fascinating area, isn't it?
No pressure. Neuro-linguistic programming. It's the so our network in our mind, how we are wired, how we are speaking, so that's the language part. The words we use for ourselves, the words we use in and out, so the self-talk and the out loud talk. And then the programming is how we are programmed and wired from birth onwards. So the first 7 years in our lives, we are just sponges and taking everything in, and we get programmed by our surroundings, by everyone, and then we are kind of a small person and go through life, and neuro-linguistic programming is helping us to model best behavior in other people and to know that we can change all of it if we want to. We can change our wiring, we can change the way we talk, and therefore it's very powerful.
Yes. So NLP kind of goes all the way through your book, although not in an obvious way. In fact, when I read the book, I didn't really notice any NLP stuff in there, but it was obviously all just subtly in there, those theories. Your thinking.
Exactly right. So I'm actually quite happy that you didn't notice it, because it shouldn't be an NLP book.
Yes.
In fact, when I thought about the whole concept, came to me because I notice people are maybe just going through life and being on autopilot, not really driving their own life. Mm-hmm. And so after I did all my studies and being a coach and hypnotherapist, when you speak to people and they're not in their own power, and they still have, like, they're smart, they're kind, they're living a life which you from the outside think, yeah, but then something you notice that they are driven by something. They're not driving themselves. And so I was then putting one and one together thinking, okay, so they are not driving themselves, who is driving? And so there I came around this idea of the passenger seat and the driver's seat.
Yes, a lot of people aren't in the driving seat of their own life, are they? And they feel they can't be. Well, what can I do? My boss is horrible and I don't like my job or whatever. And they don't believe that they can drive their own life. And that book is all about how you can.
But it's a great idea that you're still going forwards. Everything is still happening to you. It's just that you're in the passenger seat instead. Mm-hmm. So,
and also I can admit, I mean, sometimes life is quite all right in the passenger seat. You know, you go along.
Maybe easier.
Maybe very much easier.
Yeah.
Everyone else making decisions for you. You just sit there and go through life, and it's not really, like, it doesn't really matter if you turn right or left. But at some point in life, most people start asking questions about themselves and for themselves. Yeah. And really, I want to empower people to just be in the driver's seat, because that's with life with so much more passion and power and purpose.
when the journey's halfway through and you think, I don't want to be on this particular road. I think the analogy of the car is fascinating. And some of it you'd obviously expect to be in there, like where is your destination? But there were some bits I really didn't expect, like you were talking about what music is playing while you're driving. Yes. I thought that was a really good idea because, you can have really miserable, depressing feelings as you drive your car through life, can't you?
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really clever, some good bits.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the analogy of driving is hopefully easy for everyone to understand because we are all in a way moving forward and driving. And I wish everyone who's done their driving license for cars would do this driving license for life. That's my big goal, my big wish. Because at first I started thinking about young adults.
Yes.
When I first created the program. So this is an online program as well. I've written it first as an online program. It's a 7-week program for people to go through and very actionable. As you know, Sally.
Sally's done the program.
I've done the program, and I've even got my notes here from when I did it a few years ago. But I love the way you're really encouraging everybody to be aware and mindful and just conscious. That's me, as everybody knows.
Yeah, I like the way there's a task to do every day because there is, and in the book, each chapter it says, "Now here's the task."
There is too much talking in the world.
Yeah,
we need to take action.
Yes,
we know this from us when we say, "Oh yeah, I've got to go to the gym." You've got to do it. You can't just get that 6-pack from a magazine or get that confidence from a nice book on your shelf. And you got to do something. And I want to make people step into their action mode.
Yes.
So with this, it all came together. And so from first an online version, it then spiraled into a book version. And I'm very happy that it was out in March in German and now in English. So that's the point where we're at.
Can you give us a very quick summary of what the book is about? We've already said that you shouldn't drive a car without a driving license. Mm-hmm. And in a way, you shouldn't live a life without some sort of instruction manual or whatever. So is it an instruction manual for life? Is it that big? Can it be?
Well, I'm not telling you that this is the only way how you can drive your life. That's not what I'm doing. It's not a secret formula. It's not a magic wand. And yet, I think there are certain things which are very important to understand in life. And so I think it is about 5 shifts, which this book is offering. So the first one, to me, is obvious. It's about waking up. It's about awareness. We as humans need to know when are we on autopilot or when are we, really taking our life on. So waking up through the fog of what's going on and just not knowing really. So waking up to our thoughts and what are we really doing and saying.
So you could be in the passenger seat and be asleep for most of the journey.
Couldn't you?
Yeah, and I think it's really easy. And of course we go to work every day, but we don't always think, hang on, is this what I want to do? Exactly. Why am I doing this? Do I have a choice? Exactly. Have I chosen this? And a lot of people just are transported through because that's the system and they think it's normal. And so,
That's exactly that. Waking up to that. And that can in itself be a big shift.
Yes.
So then comes the second, and that is mindset. And I think thoughts are like fuel. They move us forward. There is power behind our thoughts and therefore also our words. And that is just like fuel. And the third one is movement. So we talked about that a little bit, that we need to be in action. Mm-hmm. Nothing is happening without taking action.
Yes.
And being on the move doesn't mean you need to exactly know where you're going. I don't think that is important. You're just going to keep moving. And this beautiful quote from Rumi, I think it is, the way appears when you walk.
So you have to start moving before you know exactly where you're going to go, in a way.
Yeah.
You can't go, well, I have to have the whole route planned before I can take a step.
Yeah, isn't it? Like you can't be perfectly planning everything out to then take the first tiny step and notice, oh, I've got the wrong shoes. Doesn't really work that way.
No, you don't know that until you actually start, do you? You have to, make that step. And then it was all revealed in front of you.
I think so.
Or the next step is revealed.
Yeah.
Well, certainly as you go through your life, you don't you don't know what's around the corner, do you? Or you can see a little bit, but then we're going to have to get onto goals, because it is a good idea to have a goal, but you don't always know how you'll get there. And then when you get there, you don't know what you're going to do after that. So you have to just take one step at least.
Yeah. And also goals might change as you are on the way.
Yes.
So it's fine if goals change and you pivot and change, so adjust. So the fourth one would be trust. And trust is a huge one. Not a lot of people have that innate trust in them, but to me, trust also is linked to confidence.
Is this trust in yourself, or trust in the sort of universe to look after you, or what?
Well, it depends on the angle you want to look at it. Like I'm offering in the book the way to look at life as life is happening for you, with everything, and that might be sometimes tough to take.
I wanted to pick up on that as a quote, actually.
Oh, right.
Because I think it's easy to think life happens to you, but no, it's happening for you. And that's almost not just saying it's random, but saying there's actually a positive reason for things, which is slightly weird, but I think I do believe in that.
Ah, really?
That things happen
Nice.
for you.
Yeah.
If you've got a goal, if you want something to happen, then things come along which help you do it. And it might just well be that you don't notice the bad ones, but you do notice the good ones and you grab the opportunities. It might just be that. But it might be something bigger and weirder than that makes things happen for you. I don't know. Do you want to say any more about that before you get to the fifth thing?
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that we've talked about this a little bit before with the idea that life loves you. So
yes,
it's not, life isn't out there to trip you up. You just got to keep awake and
which
look for
worries
the
the
bits that
logical
leave you
person in
forward.
me, but there we are.
It doesn't, because I think it's really true that life isn't there to just trip you up.
No, it's not there to trip you up, but it could just be random and you get some things that trip you up and some things that help you. But I think the main thing is you can choose which things you focus on and which things you pick. Yeah. And also how other people interact with you depends a lot on how you interact with them. So in a way, you do control what happens to you in terms of relationships with other people. So I think the big thing about this book, I think, is you have more control than you realise. It all goes back to you are in the driving seat of your life. And you can never just go, oh, it's so unfair, or I've just been unlucky. Yeah. And I was thinking, you could say that Julia, I'm on a slight rant now, but I'm going to carry on. You could say that Julia is just lucky. You're just lucky. You're healthy, and you've got that hair, and you've got that brain or whatever, and it's all right for Julia. But that's not true, because I think everyone can drive their life however they want. I really think that I don't believe in luck, actually, which is a bit of a thing to say. So, and I think your book is about saying, no, just drive your own car, and you absolutely can decide where you want to go in it.
And no one is saying how fast you need to drive your life,
Yep.
or how slow, or if you take the country lanes, or the autobahn, or the motorway, or the freeway.
Yes.
It's your life, so you decide where you're going to go. If you pay for the toll road, or if you just go slow, fine.
Yeah.
In that respect, there is no right and wrong. People don't need to go to university. People don't need to have children. People don't need to have a degree. They don't need to be married. Live your life.
But you do need to work out what will make you happy. And
yeah, exactly.
You need to decide where you're going to drive it. And you definitely don't want to sit in the passenger seat and then complain later about where your car has reached.
Yeah.
Or where it's ended up.
Yeah.
There's one story in there that I was reading earlier that was somebody very rich and powerful suddenly asked you the question, so Julia, are you successful in a sport? You were watching your children play sport, weren't you? And you suddenly found yourself not quite knowing how to answer.
Yes, that was very pivotal for me, that moment, because it was just very casually standing next to the hockey pitch. And this lovely, kind person just probably wanted to be very friendly and asked me, so Julia, are you successful? And it was at a time where I just started my new degree and I had few clients, but not really many. And I tested it all out. And inside of me, there was this moment of hesitation of even answering. I was shocked by the question. And then I was in his mind and answering my own thoughts from his perspective of being, successful in the more stereotypical way. And I was like, So I was pushed into the passenger seat in a second, not knowing what to think, not having an answer, being completely like blank. And then after, I probably just said, don't really know. Yeah, I wasn't giving a proper answer. And that to me is out of control, not being aware of where you are with your thoughts. And so that gave me that moment of reflection. And
what do you wish you'd said? What will you
I
say
would
next time?
I wish I would have just said, I love my life. I'm happy with my family. I'm raising 2 kids. I'm in a wonderful marriage. And that makes me feel successful. And I'm healthy. I'm happy with my body. And the work part of me is growing and stepping into the way it should evolve.
Yeah.
But I was stuck in the head of, how much money are you making? Show me your finance balance sheets. Because at that point, that was
what he was implying.
I thought. We never really spoke about it.
Well, you could have said, define success.
Exactly. That would
And then
have
he
been
would
the
have had to
wise
said-
thing to do, Chris.
Yeah, he would
Please,
have had
can
to
you be by my
incriminate
side next
himself.
time?
He'd have gone, well, I mean, are you rich? And you
Yeah,
could say,
exactly.
well, is that what you want? And
But
then-
that brings us back to NLP. What is the meaning behind words? And, you can just make, like, we are meaning-making machines. We need meaning behind stuff.
Yes.
And even happiness. I mean, you talk about that in your gorgeous podcast. Like, what does that really mean, happiness? It means so many things to many people. And I guess that's, important to ask those questions and be very clear. And this is also part of the book, to understand what are our thoughts and our meanings behind success, about religion, about marriage, about education, so that we get in clear about ourselves. What do we really believe?
Yeah.
And that brings clarity. And then we are in the driver's seat.
Was clarity your last one after trust, by the way?
No,
the
the fifth one is enjoying life. So enjoying
I'm glad
what
we had
we've
that one.
got, enjoying what is there. Because the happiness is not the destination to me. Happiness is the way we drive. So it's
Yes.
Happiness is the way we drive.
We're just laughing because I really enjoy the way I drive, but Sally doesn't particularly enjoy the way I
Not
drive.
quite so much.
And I was saying just the other day that part of the point of a car isn't just to get you from A to B, it's to have fun driving it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, of course, they don't feel like that about cars. They just think it gets me to A to B. But some people just love the driving process. And that's fine both ways. But in life, it's definitely the process of driving through life, isn't it? Because the destination is just probably death. So you have to enjoy the journey because that's all there is.
exactly.
So I'm really glad you've got enjoying the driving as your fifth one.
Yeah, it is. So, in itself, there is so many analogies as you're just picking up on the car as well. Yeah. So, will be interesting to hear what. There's so many things like the rearview mirror, for instance.
Yes.
Where you look into the rearview mirror and you might guess it's your past. Yeah. But if you only look into the rearview mirror, it's not really helpful, isn't it?
You probably crash.
Very dangerous. So it's a mix of looking through the windscreen and looking into your mirrors and lots of little things like the playlist to keep you moving.
The music.
In a happy way.
I wrote down passengers as well.
Oh, yeah.
As you drive through life, you've got passengers with you.
Yeah.
and-
a big part, isn't it?
Yeah. And are they going to be helpful? I thought the idea of cruise control was quite interesting as well, because it is easy just to press a button and just drive boringly. And maybe you want to have a rest for a bit, but you don't want to drive half your life on cruise control, do you?
No, you don't. You want to be really maneuvering around with intention. So some element in the book is a big one because life can be easy for some people, but not for everyone. And we all bring our past with us. And I'm recognizing that, even if the topic happiness is maybe a light one, there is also struggles in life. And I'm not pushing them away at all. Like, we got to deal with them in order to be a conscious driver. Yeah. We just can't put them in our boot and travel with them for our whole life. Like, there is lots of elements in there and action, not only for one day, but for consistency of days, where you work on a 3-part system, which is super, super helpful for stepping into this consciousness of being aware and all of what I said before about the 5 steps. And that is that we really, really need to celebrate ourselves. And if we put that word into the ring of self responsibility, like who's the driver, right? You are the driver, so you are responsibility. It's your responsibility how you get onto that destination. And so the celebration is important because if someone in the past has not celebrated you enough, you feel a lack in your whole life. And you will walk around with beliefs like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm a failure. Mm-hmm. And wouldn't you agree that this is not the best way?
No. So are you meaning parents when you say someone in your past? Or it could be somebody who you were married to or something, could it be?
Teachers, all sorts of things. Yeah.
Teachers, all like significant people in your past when you were growing up. Yeah. Mainly that leaves us with a set of beliefs which ideally propel us forward and empower us. And like, oh, you're always on the right track. You'll do your best. Trust in yourself. I trust in you. But it's not everyone like that. Not everyone has that path.
My parents recently cleared out their attic in their house and gave it all to me. This is all your stuff,
okay.
They said. And in there was my school reports.
Yeah.
And they were so bad. There was all this, he'll never be any good at this and he doesn't concentrate on this and he needs to try harder on that. And I'm really glad I've got a bad memory. I've forgotten all those things because if they'd had any effect, they would have been bad. I mean, they were just not helpful at all, those schools. I didn't know I was that bad at school. So you're right. It's very easy to soak up lots of bad messages when we're little.
So, and to turn that around, it means that we now can parent ourselves. So this conversation about the inner child, we can now parent ourselves. As grown-ups, we can parent ourselves, give ourselves a hug and give that small child who was not seen or not heard or disciplined for something a great big hug and the right words and celebrate in a way that feels right. So we can do that. It's a mindful, powerful step. And
That's
so this is part of, the celebration part. And then it's also the forgiveness is the second, that we forgive ourselves first for things which we now regret maybe. Because walking around with regrets and grudges and all this bitterness and all the sadness, and it's people who walk around like that. Like, I wish I would have done that. I wish I never said that. I wish my life would be different. And so do something about it. So there is forgiveness. That's the big topic. And also forgiving others because I think you talked about that in one of the podcasts about the poison. You wish someone else drinks and it's actually you drinking it or something.
Yes, that's right. Revenge and anger are both really drinking poison and hoping somebody else will die.
See?
Which is just a really stupid thing to do.
Yeah,
I mean, you should poison them, of course. No, shouldn't be poisoning anybody. But definitely poisoning yourself is a crazy idea.
Yeah.
And negative emotions are just poisoning yourself. Even something like jealousy.
Yeah.
You're just making yourself unhappy. The other person probably doesn't even know.
Exactly. So if you are feeling jealous, it's also really important to recognize that, to understand what you're doing, but then also maybe forgiving yourself for it.
Yeah.
And through the forgiveness process, which can be a longer process, that's fine, you'll find you liberate yourself and you free yourself. And so the last part in that is to then also go into a commitment, to commit to something.
To do the work.
Okay, exactly. To do the work, to do something about what you are actually wanting to do.
Yeah.
And that's an important part because that ties into confidence. So we only get this self-confidence inside of us when we go out and do what we said we're going to do.
So there's a circle there because you probably won't take action unless you feel confident that you can do it. But you have to do it a bit to get the confidence. Mm-hmm. So you do a little bit, get a bit more confident, then you do more, then you get more confident. Mm-hmm. Just like lifting weights in the gym, really. If you lift a little bit, you get stronger, you can lift more, you get stronger, you can lift more. Yeah. But you can't just walk in and go, I can't lift that thing over there. So this all is... Oh, sorry, you can...
I was just going to say, I wanted to bring it back to the book.
I was just going to do that, actually.
Oh, okay. Because it's a whole 49 days. And it's practice, like learning to drive, you need practice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing my actual driving test and failing. And then, of course, you have loads more practice before you take it again. And then you're more confident. So,
but there isn't a test at the end of the book, is there?
No, there isn't a test.
There isn't a horrible exam or something like that. So,
driving license is a life moment, isn't it? When you pass your driving license, it's
but the book is how to
get.
It's everything you need to know to be able to drive through life.
I think it is like the driving license for life, and like the driving license for your car. You're not the best driver afterwards.
You're just ready to start.
You're just ready to start.
Yeah.
To live, like to drive any car, and here you are ready to live your life the best way forward.
Yeah.
So it sets you up to knowing yourself so much from the inside out.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was all this sounds quite complicated because there's trust and there's yourself and there's all your memories you've learnt and then there's NLP and there's goals. But what you've done is you've broken it down into a logical sequence and then every day there's something to do. And if you just trust it and follow through, you can follow all the way through the book and it'll take you all the way through this, won't it?
That's
and
it.
By the end, you're sorted.
Yeah.
That's
You're ready to live.
Ready to go.
Well, you're ready to do better than you would have done.
Exactly.
In
You've
life.
woken up.
Yeah.
You're working on your mindset.
Yeah.
And you're moving forward with trust and confidence, and you're enjoying your life.
Yeah.
So that's
and it's aimed at
shifts,
happiness rather than
Yeah.
whatever success is, like money or fame or something. It's aimed at living a happier life. That's
Happier life,
the objective.
And it doesn't mean how it needs to look. It puts you into action all those days through, yeah.
And you've got this 7-week course, 49-day course. And people don't have to do the course and the book, but they could do both, could they? Or they could just do one, or they could do the course and then do the book after, or whatever.
I think it is a nice companion. It's also good to take a book with you, maybe easier than the online course. And some people are different types of learners.
Yes.
Some people like to read a book and go back to it, and some want to see it more in a studious way and listen to some videos or watch videos with it.
Yeah.
I think the main idea here is to just do it.
Yeah.
It's whatever way. And you can do it that or that.
You can do
and
either.
do it as an individual, or I run it for corporate companies as well. So take groups through as well, which is awesome because that is a whole new idea for companies to empower their staff on the
Yes, if
personal
only
development
companies did
level.
that more.
Yeah.
But they don't often train their staff in things that lead to happiness.
Yeah.
And yet you get more from your people if you do that.
Yeah.
So that's, I also noticed in the book that you have little QR codes which lead to meditations, which is interesting. I thought that's a good idea. So if they're doing just the book and they don't have you, at least they can go through the QR code and get you talking.
Yes, me talking. There is one on gratitude. There's one on affirmations. There is one where I do anchoring for calmness and for confidence. Anchoring is a process where you anchor a feeling onto your body. It's an NLP practice. Very powerful. And there's a few links to stuff where I thought it might be powerful.
Yeah.
Something that in rereading it, I remembered again is the sanity mirror, which is looking at yourself and telling yourself how wonderful you are, which is not easy to do.
So true.
Is really powerful.
The powerful part, and I'm glad you mentioned that, is that we get in touch with ourselves. And so often we are distracted about everything and anything. And when we take a time to look into our eyes in the mirror, it's sometimes weird to start doing that and then even talking to ourselves in the mirror. And yet it's huge.
Yeah.
Why did you call it a sanity mirror? It sounds almost like an insanity mirror. You go crazy looking at yourself. So why did you call it a sanity mirror?
Because it's that window which you, like the screen you flip down from your...
a vanity mirror.
A vanity mirror. And I made a game with the word and called it not a vanity, but a sanity mirror. Because the word sanity is the word which stands for the opposite of being insane.
Yes.
And I want the opposite.
Yes.
I want for all of us to stay sane.
Because otherwise you start inventing beliefs about yourself that are not even true. But if you just look in the mirror, you can keep yourself sane?
You look into your soul when you look into your own eyes.
Oh, I don't know if I want to know.
The other great thing is that because it's all about the car and driving, every time you're in the car, you should be reminded there's all those aid memoirs when you're in there.
Yeah, you put on the music, you could look into your rearview mirror, you have your sat-nav because the goals in the book are your sat-nav. And so there's lots of hooks and anchors which will remind you. And always knowing that you've got it within you anyway. You've got everything you need already with you.
Brilliant. So everything anybody needs is in this book. And how can we get a copy of the book?
You find it in the link and then on Amazon.
Great. So if it's on Amazon, anybody in any country can get it.
Exactly.
Easily. But we'll put a link below as well.
And everybody should.
Yes, they should.
Get it.
Well, I think it's time for our little tradition, which you may not know about, where we just get a quote. We pull out a quote from our big vase of quotes and we see what it says. Bring on the quote container.
Ooh, this is special.
Oh, she got my glasses on first. Right, okay, what have I got? It's so hard to forget pain, and it's even harder to remember sweetness. We have no scar to show for happiness. We have so little from peace.
We learn so little.
We learn so little from peace.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I agree with that, actually, that we learn so little from peace. What do you think?
Well, I think that person is saying that we learn more from pain than from happiness because we don't remember the happy things, but we remember the bad things if we're not careful.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's true. I think it probably is. I think humans are probably programmed to remember bad things more strongly.
Yeah, I guess we just accept it when it's peaceful and lovely.
So it said we don't get scars from happiness. That's interesting.
It a little bit comes back to me to the thing that we are wired to survive. And we're always looking out for things that are dangerous. And in order to survive, we need to be really careful. And there's a next disaster coming that way, and it's awful there. So in order to just say, oh no, life is happy, it's fine, people haven't learned much haven't learned surviving by just going along. I think people have, like in the past, learned to survive through painful experiences.
And you're not always conscious when you're in a happy time.
Yeah.
You look back and you think, oh, it was really great when I was on holiday, or just when it was great when the children were at school here and then I was doing this and so. You don't realise till afterwards that it was a really fantastic
So I
time.
think there are two things you can do, and I think one of them is to try to magnify the good things and have that gratitude bit where you look back on your day or you look back on your week and you think, what were the good things? And like we put good things in our little jar, don't we? We write things on a bit of paper and put them in a jar. And then when we get to Christmas, we take them all back out of the jar. And there's all these amazing things that have happened during the year that we'd forgotten about. Just hilarious, stupid, funny things.
So let's make a new word for it. Like there are scars for painful things. And what would we have for beautiful things that happen? Like it's not a scar. We don't need a scar we don't want to be scarred. So we want to be a tattoo, or we
need to make a tattoo when we're feeling happy.
Yes, a little tattoo of a heart or a strawberry or something like that. But the other thing is to spend less time looking in the rearview mirror, like you said. I mean, I love that rearview mirror bit because if you spend ages looking in the rearview mirror, you'll mostly see bad things because that's what you probably will remember. But if you're like me and never look back, because I've forgotten last week, and I literally just never think about the past. Which is great because all that bad stuff I've forgotten. But it does mean I do forget the good stuff as well. So,
and there are so many beautiful things in your life which you probably will remember once you get prompted.
Yeah, but I've got enough in the present and the future.
Yeah.
So I just don't have the past really. Yeah. But I think anybody normal would probably want to look back at the past a bit. But if they've got the jar and they make an effort to focus on the good things, they can probably... because you get double happiness then, because there was when it happened that was good, but also you relive it a second time.
Yeah. That's
so the happiness jar and a bad memory, that's what you need.
That is good neural wiring. If you wire yourself on the good stuff, you're wiring and firing those neurons in the best way.
Yeah. So
excellent. So
quote.
We now need a tattoo for happiness to go with our painful scar.
Yes. Right, so thank you again, Julia, for coming in and telling us about your driving licence for life.
Thank you so very much.
It's a pleasure. And we will see you again very soon. And we will see you again next week when we will be doing something completely different.
Yes, something completely different.
Yes. Bye
All
for now.
to keep you happier.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.